Hit it.
Hit it.
Yeah, the Hoppy Boys.
Ooh, it's kind of a...
Ooh.
Get that sweet Guinness cream.
nitrous. Do you ever anyone does whippets off these? Hello, everyone. Welcome everybody to the Hoppy Boys. We're about to talk about drinking since I'm Brian Bilecki.
I'm your co-host, of course, the creepy uncle of podcasting, a.k.a. Uncle Cream, high daily hood of cremation, recording live as always from the crematorium. I'm the editor-in-chief here at Cream Weekly, Dr. Officer Cream reporting for duty. Cream, yes, cream. And ACAB, of course, all creams are bastards. I'm your OGC, the original gangsta cream.
I get down with the OGC.
Yeah, you know me. Forgot about that part. Good job. Way to go.
I'm keeping it up.
You're keeping it up. Speaking of keeping it up, I am riding high right now. When we talked on the phone earlier, Brian, I just had an iced coffee. Right after I took my next steroid pill of the day with my iced coffee. So
Okay.
I am loopy, red in the face. I'm halfway through my first beer.
You're on fire.
I'm on fire. I feel like I can do anything right now. I feel like
You look like Sweet Tooth.
I'm gonna start doing steroids. The only problem is that my penis is down to 7 inches. After being on the
Down
steroids.
from 7.1.
Yeah,
0.01.
it's yeah, but get ready for a potentially loopy, high-speed episode.
Gotcha.
Tuesday.
See, so like in health class, I always thought, or they always said like, oh, you get like testicular shrinkage from doing steroids, which I think is kind of funny, honestly. Like
I
small
thought it was
balls are very
shafts,
funny.
just shafts, and like bigger balls.
Either way, both comical,
Okay.
whatever it is, whatever the actual ailment is, I think it's really funny because if you got a small shaft, big ball, very, very hysterical to like have a little guy just like hanging over top of a little
It's got a little
beanbag.
pillow. Yeah,
Or just like two little marbles and just hanging dong.
yeah, just
you know?
big fatty.
I think it's fat midsection of dong, and then the rest of it is just normal.
It looks like you have like a giant blood clot.
Like a big yam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Got that yam.
Doc, I got a
cock.
cock clot. Help me out.
Ew.
but I can binge 475 now. Like,
But I'm ripped. Well, you might have heard some chattering that wasn't our voices there. Brian, would you like to get our lovely guest introduced?
Wow. Okay. So it's hot off the heels of our 1 year friendship anniversary. We have with us, raring and ready to go, Jacob Sharp. Jake, welcome to the Hoppy Boys.
Hello.
First time.
howdy. First time listener, long time subscriber.
You subscribe and never listened? What kind of sicko are
First
you?
time co-host. I was
his
there. I was there in the backyard.
Oh yes, your voice was on the finale at some point. You're one of the final votes in the overtime of the finale.
Oh yeah. She
Jake, do you remember
copied
what
on
you
my
voted
boys
for?
until I malted my neck. I think I did vote for the mango cart.
Wow.
He's part.
I do
of the
regret it, but
repeat.
it isn't objectively the best choice.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, you're of the mind that it's the crushability factor that gives it
It
the
is
edge.
for sure.
Yeah,
Like, I can have 6 mango carts, but I can only have like one of the really good ones.
yeah, I agree with you. I think it depends day to day for me. Not to rehash this episode that came out like 3 episodes ago, but I think it really does depend on how I'm feeling. If it was like a hot day, if it's like a May, June day, Mega Card would definitely win. That thing, I think it was, maybe I was cold that day. It was cold outside when we recorded that.
It was a little chilly.
I don't know. But me and Brian both, I think we both, as hosts, voted for the
right
Totally
beer.
Canon.
Totally.
Maybe that says a lot about it. I can't remember the name of it, but I don't know.
The fact that it was able to stand the test of time and win 2 years in a row is kind
Yeah.
of insane, though.
I think it's
I
great.
wouldn't give it that kind of title, but
I mean, we're talking about it now. What was your experience with Mango Kart, our current champion, 2-time champion, before that day?
before that day, I remember what I thought Mango Kart was, I took it in a much less wholesome direction when it came out. The Mango Jewel Pods had just been taken away. So I thought it was a double
Oh,
entendre
no.
when it came out. I thought they
Wow.
released it not as a cart of mangoes, but like this is supposed to be like a mango cartridge. It's a joke. And I told everyone that,
Wow.
and then I realized I'm just a fucking idiot.
Honestly, that'd be great. Like, I feel like a lot of breweries do stuff like that, and they make.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I'm surprised that there is no like Go Juice Go in like a juicy IPA in lieu
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Go Web Go.
the Go Web Go. That's a good. That's a good one too. For the
And it
Raimi.
did come out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere. I feel like Mango Cart was everywhere, out of like randomly. Like
Quick.
there was no soft launch of Mango Cart.
No,
It was
you're absolutely
everywhere.
right. I remember when Brian a few years ago, like I think just after COVID, he's like, "Oh, sick! They got mango carts here." We were like at the beer distributor by Chris's house. And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And you're like, "You never had mango cart?" I was like, "No." And I was like, "Let's see what this beer's all about." Cut forward. I've injected my veins with mango cart since then.
I think a lot of it
makes
has to
sense.
do with it being a West Coast beer, like
Yeah.
Golden Road's West Coast California breweries. And
But we have fucking Kona everywhere. That bullshit, disgusting amber lot, whatever the hell people
So-
think that is. That's everywhere. It's from Hawaii.
and like what I'm saying, like I'm sure Kona was the same way for
Yeah.
a time.
And I'm
like,
sure it's
once
not
this
brewed in
got
Hawaii. It's
over
probably
here,
brewed
it was
somewhere
like
else.
people like it's from Hawaii, man. To catch a tenor.
Shaka, bruh.
It's definitely not at a fucking Anheuser-Busch factory in like Minnesota.
It definitely
it's
is. Absolutely.
Coming from the ancient Hawaiians
For sure.
themselves.
Well, while we're talking about beer, let's get into a
Let's drink a beer.
segment.
What did you drink last week?
Whoa.
Hell yeah. That reminds
Yes.
me, Slipknot is back 25th anniversary, wearing their red jumpsuits again for the 25th anniversary of their self-titled album. It is so sick.
Is this a
Very
plug?
excited.
We
It's
sponsored?
a plug for Slipknot, a very famous band. Yeah, of course. Go listen
I-
to their self-titled album again.
Hate Slipknot, and Brian knows
Bear it
why.
in mind.
They scream too much. They
No.
hurt my ears.
Well, that's
they scared you?
The second part is part of it because every time I would try and take a nap, like it's my fault. I would leave my door open because that's what we did in college. Peter would sneak into my room and go on my Beats laptop and play the loudest Slipknot song he could play to wake me up from my naps. It was kind of a funny joke, but it did scare me.
But Craig Jones is the best playable character in Smite.
Is he an actual character?
he's an actual skin in Smite.
That's very funny.
You can get the Craig Jones skin.
Hell yeah.
I know what that
What about the
means.
Corey Taylor skin?
Is Smite Fortnite?
It's like League of
It's like,
Legends, but like you play a pantheon of gods.
Okay.
It's like Fortnite.
That was a very nice answer because I just asked, is this thing you said a different thing?
It is. It is a totally different thing.
So thanks for not being an asshole.
Brennan, for a guy who plays video games, you know nothing about them.
I mean, I probably couldn't tell you the last time I played a video game. The last time I played a game, I re-cracked open my 3DS to play Omega Ruby.
3DS
Maybe
is
I have
so
Omega
fucking
Sapphire, whatever it was. I mean, the remakes of Ruby and Sapphire are so fun and so cool. I think all remakes of Pokemon games should just be like, what do they call that? Where it's like sort of 3D but mostly 2D.
Oh, 2.5D.
2.5. Yeah, I want all those
Yeah.
kind of regenerated, but
I agree.
I don't play enough game. And baseball season started,
Yeah.
and it's
That's
always
your downfall.
podcasting season. I don't get to play.
Yeah. It's like it's the baseball season is your tax season for people. You know?
It's 8 months long.
And he doesn't even do taxes. You don't play baseball. He doesn't do taxes.
No. But I think we're in a segment. What did you drink last week?
What you did do
Okay.
That's right.
Jake, our guest, what have you drank within the last calendar week?
All right. So Sunday,
Let me get my
it's a
papers
perfect
out.
day. Yeah. It's 85 degrees, and I cracked open the most beautiful, the most crisp, the pinkest of Natter Days.
What? Whoa! No.
That's
It was magical. When it hits over 78 degrees, you have to open a Natter Day.
It's
Pink
true. Okay.
lemonade and natural light. It's the greatest thing. I drank 6 of them. I had a headache. I had to go into the office on Monday.
Yeah. The Natterdays, are they 6%? Those bad boys?
No, they're
I
low.
no. Yeah,
I feel
let's
like
see.
they're juiced up a little bit.
I don't
Watched this
think so.
somewhere.
I think they're juiced up because they juice you up, you know, because it's like
Because you get so
lemonade.
excited, you just can't stop drinking them.
You do, yeah. It's like it's the best feeling in the world.
You know, I knew Brian was big on those. I think when they first came out, he was
I am.
excited, and they didn't really do it for me. Is this something that he brought to you, or you have always been a Natter Day guy on your own?
So they came out when I was in college, and it was
Okay.
also a big deal when they came out at my college. And my friends in my hometown, who were about an hour and a half away, drove all the way up one morning just to try Natter Day
Oh my
because
god.
they were only being sold in my
That's
college town at the
wild.
time. Yeah. The general reaction was like, yeah. But then you just float down the river with a Natter Day in your hand, especially when you open it and you can see the steam because it's like they're so cold and it's so hot outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best fucking feeling in the world.
Natter Days are 4.2% alcohol.
So
by
they're
volume.
basically just another light beer. Okay, with extra
They
sweetness.
are with extra sweetness that
Pretty
makes
much
your
like a
head hurt
Radler.
extra more.
Or not a Radler,
Basically, yeah.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. What the
Radler.
fuck, like a Leinenkugel?
Shandy.
Shandy.
Radler.
That's it.
Radler Shandies they're basically the same. I think Radlers maybe are technically soda poured on top or something
Right.
like that, but it's all the same flavor.
I did also have a Leinenkugel today with our dear friend and podcast friend Ruth.
Ross.
Bruce Roth. I mean, we've been talking about these shandies since I came down to visit you guys, and I still haven't had a shandy at all. Between like I was rattling off to you, the multitudes of shandies that I love, being the Leinenkugels are good, the Narragansett Summer shandies are great, the Porch Rockers are also pretty good. Like I could have any of those anytime I wanted. I'm so stupid, and I haven't gotten any one of them. So that's
Try
not
harder.
me. Try harder.
Yeah.
I also was
Have
like
more
again.
fun.
I was sick this past week, and it was prime real estate to be doing Natter Day or shandy drinking. So I fucked up.
I'm ill. Let me just drink this lemonade beverage.
I did. I had one Hefeweizen. I went to a brewery that now opened up a coffee shop inside for the first
Wow.
from like 7 to 3. They do coffee, and then they shut it down.
That's Darian and I's dream.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
That does sound perfect.
It was it's bottle shop combined with just tasting room for like New York beers and
Yeah.
stuff. And it was just that for a long time. They're like, let's use the upstairs space for coffee during weekdays, and then they don't open up the beer part until the coffee's closed. Except for
Yeah.
weekends, there's some overlap for like a few hours.
Gotcha.
So while I was sick and I just started taking my drugs, I was like, oh, I'll have a coffee. And then I saw like the big bottle of Hefeweizen in the fridge, next to the Liquid Death. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get big Liquid Death and a big Hefeweizen. So I had coffee, water.
You drank them all there,
Beer.
right? All three drinks.
I had
Your
all
caffeine,
three.
your fun drink, and then your.
It was the
pillars.
the 3 pillars, and I had my phone open up to Yes Network, and I was just living life.
Wow.
It was a great day.
Were you then cured of your ailments?
I think so. I think after I started taking the drugs, honestly, my cough has been worse. I went to urgent care just because it like was just lingering enough, and then I took medicine, and I've been coughing a lot ever since. But beer's a cure. I'm currently having a nice Jack's Abbey craft lager, destination New Zealand Pilsner. It's very good.
Wow.
Very good. I like it. Jack's Abbey, really good.
treated
If you
it up
haven't had Jack's
recently.
Abbeys, their lagers are really good. They strictly do lagers, and they're awesome.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun.
Very good. And this 4-pack was $10 at Whole Foods.
Holy shit.
Can't beat it.
Whole Foods. Wow. Really
Yeah, they have-
scabbing to Amazon.
Yeah. Got to do it. Got to do
I'm a
it.
Prime member, so.
Brian, what about you?
Well, so I've been getting very enveloped into baseball ever since I started playing fantasy baseball.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
Brendan and some other Chris.
I'm Brendan.
Gagan. No.
The rest.
No. We're doing a new thing where I say no, but, right? Instead of yes and, no, but.
Right, but you
No,
did
but-
name me by name, didn't you?
I said Brendan, and you said you're Brendan. I said no, but there's another Brendan.
Is there another Brendan?
Keep up. Keep up.
Okay.
Come on. You're not. I'm taking classes.
I'm
now
looping,
about
man.
this stuff.
I don't know.
It's right. The steroids I got. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So there was on Sunday, I kind of just like drank a bunch and watched baseball. It's the first time I've ever done that. I watched like
That's a
2
day.
or 3 games of baseball.
2 or 3
had-
games? Look at
Yeah.
you.
But I when Brendan and Nicole came down, I bought a bottle of Delirium Tremens, and didn't get to drink it. Didn't get a chance to drink it, so I popped it open then and drank
Just went
that.
straight from the bottle.
I put it into a little tulip glass. I
Nice.
finished the bottle, so it's a 750 ml bottle. So
Yeah. How many glasses did you get out of
felt
that bad boy?
pretty good. It was like 2.5
and a
of
half glass.
tulip, 2 tulips.
Okay. So you get they're like it's about 8%. You got about like five beers out of that bad boy, maybe credit
It was
wise.
pretty good.
quick
'Cause
alcohol
it's
credit
like
math?
24 and change, I think, because tulip glasses are 12 ounce.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All
So-
right, that makes sense. So 4.
Yeah, it was probably like 4 beers. I did pour myself a an old fashioned. I got about halfway through it, and I said, I think I'm gonna get angry if I drink any more. So I stopped.
Started to. Oh, it's so good, but I'm so pissed off.
This is how people felt in the 50s.
That's what my
Angry
sister
all
was
that.
just talking to me about this outside right before I came in. She was like, "I had a bad day at work." So she works at a bar after her job. Like, what a fun life to have to go work as a Jeep salesman and then go leave and work and bartend.
Who
so
is this?
My sister, Erin.
Oh, okay.
And she, after she was done with her shift, she had like a bad shift where she didn't make a lot of money. So she went to the bar and ordered 3 Jack and whiskeys. No, Jack. Oh, double up. Take 3 Jack Evan Williams,
Jack and
please.
then rail whiskey. Yeah, perfect.
3 Jameson gingers. There we go. That's her order.
Okay.
And she said she just started getting pissed off. So she's like, "Fuck this place! I gotta leave." So she like drove angrily to 7-Eleven to get a bunch of White Claw Surges, and I was getting pissed off as she drank those at home.
A bunch.
And then
So-
she woke up angry too.
Wow.
So
Of
same
course,
with
you
whiskey.
wake up. Your BAC is what, like fucking 12% at that point. Like,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
She said she was like passing kids on the road. She was like giving them like the shaky fist, like, "Oh, you motherfuckers, like, get off the road."
a lemonade stand. Ah, capitalism. What do we do to you?
Yeah. I famously don't think that there's any particular spirits that make you feel any sort of emotion. I think it's more just that if you're drinking lighter stuff normally, and then you add a bunch of liquor all at once, I think that's what makes you like,
Yeah.
a little out of it. I don't think it's like, oh,
Your
well,
brain turns off.
if I have rum instead of whiskey, then I'm angry, but whiskey makes me horny. Like, I don't think that's how it works.
I agree with that for every type of spirit and alcohol except for Hennessy. I watched one of my friends drink Hennessy and literally try to fuck a trash can,
so the Hennessy
Like
is a
a-
horny one?
like a plastic trash can in my apartment. Yeah, Henny did in fact happen.
Interesting.
I can get down with the horny hennies.
Do you think it's specific
Yeah.
to trash cans? Like, it just makes like plastic cylindrical objects just like look very sexual to you?
I think so. I think he was, it was our college roommates' graduation. They were not yet ready to party because they were still taking pictures and eating dinner with their family. So at this point, we had a couch guy on our apartment, and we bought a bottle of Hennessy. And he was like, neither one of us had ever drank Hennessy before, so we were like, we'll see what happens. And we threw on some rap music as one would.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then we drank half a bottle of Hennessy, and the next thing I know, I'm texting 15 girls in my phone, and he is literally grinding on my trash can. And then they showed up and they were ready to party.
All the girls you texted?
No, the roommates that just graduated. It was
All
a
the trash
full dude
cans,
evening.
friends?
Yeah,
All the pretty
cans.
trash cans in town?
They were so sexy.
We had to buy another one. We had to go metal trash can after this.
He's just drawing boobs in marker on the trash cans.
That implies that he had such a strong cock that he poked a hole through the trash
Yeah.
can and no
Steroid
longer
cock.
worked.
He's a small guy with lots of vigor. My good buddy.
I've just got Vim. No vigor,
Nice.
unfortunately.
Pretty much.
Which I think is just piss. Is Vim equal to piss?
Vim? What is Vim?
Well, there's the two sayings, like piss and vinegar and then Vim and vigor. So I assume
I've never heard. I've
if
heard
you
of
do
piss
like the
and
math
vinegar.
equation of those two phrases, you could make Pim equal piss, Vim equal piss.
Okay.
I think I'm just operating on a higher level
Yeah.
than both of you right now.
Yeah, it's just steroids, man. Steroids, coffee. I've had one cup of coffee today. It's like, I can't compete.
All right, well, it's canon. Vim is piss.
Is pissed.
Just so people know.
Don't tell that to a Linux administrator because they'll come after you. That's a joke for only me.
That's
I
what most of what I'm
recognize
laughing
one
at.
of those words, kind of.
Yeah. Professor, I think you said somewhere in there. I get that one. Okay, well, I think that covers all of the things we drank this week.
Yeah.
Should we get into it? We haven't done this in a long time, Brian. I don't know if you're ready for this. Do you have our former, we used to call it, I think titular question was how we phrased it?
Yeah, I guess you're right. This is the titular question of the podcast. Jake, since this is your first time on the Hoppy Boys, we always ask our first time guests the titular question: when did you first hear of beer?
Oh my God. I was at least 6. My dad asked me to get him one out of the fridge.
Yeah.
Good
Do you
boy.
remember
And then
what
he
beer
said,
would have
try
been?
this, son. It would have been a Miller Lite.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It would have been during a NASCAR race or during a
Nice.
Michigan football game. And I would have, classy enough, been pouring him a red eye because it was probably the morning.
Oh,
a red eye?
Explain the red eye.
You've never had a red eye?
I've heard
red
of
eye
it.
Red eye is the poor man's Bloody Mary. It's just tomato juice and light beer,
Oh,
and it is
gotcha.
it is damn refreshing. Very, very good.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's something that Bud Light sells now, right? Or they sell Clamatos.
Yeah, like the Colados. It's essentially like that for sure.
Okay.
But get a V8 and a Bud Light
That's
Oh,
really
man.
insane.
for sure.
Absolutely gnarly.
Doesn't sound so bad. I mean, if you like tomato juice,
Yeah.
that's the way to go. Maybe that's my
I've never
gateway
looked-
into Bloody Marys. Like I've been telling you guys, I want to get into them. I'll start with the red eyes and work my way up to Marys.
Honestly, that's probably a good move because then you get to the Marias, which is a Bloody Mary but made with tequila.
Oh, maybe I'll skip straight to Maria. I'm a tequila man.
Yeah.
So I have a question. We've covered Bilk and Boffy on this show.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that a red eye would beat out either of those beverages?
Me?
Anyone. Anyone can give an answer.
It's a flat no.
So does Boffy have to be hot, or can Boffy be as
I think
as
I can't remember how we did
versatile
it.
as any coffee drink?
I want to say we did it kind of room temp.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I would say Bilk for sure over Bilk and Boffy.
Boffy was bad. I think I did an iced Boffy. Ordering that at a Dunkin'. We like the Bilk quite a bit. So I want to say that it would fall in between the Boffy and the Bilk. Bilk
Okay.
being higher, and
Yeah.
the red eye being like, all right, this is okay. The Boffy I remember being pretty unbearable.
It was pretty under the covers.
So is the idea that you use like kind of like a coffee-esque stout for the Boffy?
Oh, that's
or
what
is
we
that
did.
too
I think I
easy?
did a stout.
Or you just
Like
use
the Miller
like
Lite.
straight up like a natural light or something.
Yeah, I
like-
think Brent
I did
had a
Natty.
control group he was going with.
Yeah.
I
did-
tried
I-
to adjust and adapt to the field around
Yeah.
me. Yeah, it was either way. It's
Pretty
bad.
wild
I think both bad options. So, no Boffy. Bilk, good. If you can
I
get
would-
behind milk with bubbles and beer flavor, I think we both did natties for that too, and it was like this is like
Yeah.
weirdly kind of good.
It was good.
I'd probably consume a Bilk.
Yeah.
I think it would work. You
It's
know,
something I
build
would
your
do
strong
again.
bones. Yeah, your bones
Very
would get really
strong
strong. You would grow a lot.
You start to feel kind of bubbly inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Your bones are carbonated, sir. That's all the
Doctor's
Bilk. Okay, so yeah, on top of the when did you first hear of beer, I guess we also want to know when you first consumed alcohol and what that situation was like for you. What age? Do you remember like the event that was going on, the drink itself?
So beer or alcohol? Because
Either
I have
or.
Either
I have
or.
two stories.
You can go both.
I guess I'll tell them both.
Chronological.
Yeah. So the first time I ever had alcohol, my dad was having a party with his friends, and they had made Jello shots.
Wow.
And it was Jello shots in the syringes, right? So
Mm.
me and my sister and my sister's best friend were like, yeah, exactly. We stole them. And then I took like 3, and I'm like, I don't feel this at all. And then I stood up, and I might have been like 13 or 14.
Hell
I
yeah.
stood up and like very comically like
Yeah, just
right back down. And then I woke up on my mom in my mom's couch. So
nice.
and then that made me realize I don't need alcohol to have fun, and then I changed my life. And then when I was 18, my youth
Changed
pastor
back.
my youth pastor said, "Here's this El Presidente."
What?
Because we were
What?
so my youth
We're at
pastor is a
Chili's?
very
You know,
very good
this
mentor to
isn't
me.
this isn't your therapy session, by the way.
Yeah. And he took me to his friend's house, and they thought I was 21. So they were like, "Here's this El
What?
Presidente," and I was like, "I'm gonna drink this El Presidente," and that was my first beer.
I'm glad you cut
But
off
I
the
didn't
story
like
there.
beer. I didn't like beer until Red's Apple Ale.
Whoa, I think we
Nice.
overlap on that. That might be.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
for
that was
sure.
it. It was like Res Apple Ale and the Limeritas, but I think it was more the Reds was like this is definitely closer to beer than
Yeah.
Limeritas. But I think I started with Mike's Hards, then Reds, and then I was like I could kind of like a natty, I guess. So my friends are always doing rack races with each other. And I was like, that's disgusting. If you did Reds Apple Ale races, maybe I'd partake. But
It's an
no,
interesting thought. Do you guys remember the first time you ever realized you had finally acquired the taste for beer?
Allagash White.
I guess why
Wow.
I think it was about that. 'Cause it was definitely not until me and you, Brian, were living on our own with two strangers, and
Yeah.
I remember our roommate Evan bringing in the variety pack of Sam Adams, and he'd be like, "Hey, have some beers," and I was like, "I guess." I think at the time I still had only really ever drank to get drunk.
Yeah.
Like this is like a means to an end. So I don't care about taste. Really.
Right,
If
right.
it tastes
Right.
good, then great. If not, like whatever. But I was like, oh, these are kind of okay. And then we found our bar, Shays with the Allagash. Like these are good.
Yeah.
That and like Purple Haze, I think those are the two big ones for me.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember having an like a fake when I was like 19 or 20 and going to Farmingdale and going to Croxley's and getting a Purple Haze on tap because my friend Nick Boyko was like, "Purple Haze is the fucking best."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty. This is like close to soda. Like as
Yeah.
close as beer is gonna get to soda without tasting like soda or like making me feel bad because of all the sugar." But then I remember like on my 21st birthday, I think we went to Shays, and then what was that other like random restaurant?
Describe.
That was it was like next to Shays, and now it like kind of turned over a bunch.
Oh, it was an Irish name. Someone got shot in there.
Yes.
It's now called Lemon Squeeze.
Okay. Whatever the place was,
It'll come to me.
they had Allagash there as well on tap, and I remember
okay.
going there for my 21st and being like, "I think beer is good now. Beer
Beer's good
can
now.
be good. I guess is the question. Is the answer.
Yeah, can be good. Can be great even.
$1.24 is New Paltz though, so like there was a lot of times where you'd go to the convenience store and get $1.24 of like Genesee, and just like
Yeah.
that's you
Rolling
slug that
Rockers.
motherfucker down.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I think drinking room temp beer in college like made it better, made it a better experience, like made it easier to like consume because
Like
it's not as
cask beer
cold
at
and
that
like
point.
yeah.
Your room temp beer, just I could smell it in my memory right now, and it reminds me of SUNY
Vomit.
Albany. Just every time I would visit my friends that all went to Albany, they just didn't refrigerate their beer, and they also never gave me a bed to sleep on, so I would sleep on two desks pushed together. So just bad overall bad memories.
Insane friendship.
Yeah, like, I get at that point in life, you're just like, oh, this is funny. Like I'll just go with this stupid
Yeah.
joke, and I also didn't want to sleep anywhere else because everywhere else was sticky. So at least this was a clean place to be.
The desks weren't sticky.
yeah, they don't use the
They're
desks.
the most
They're the
No
beds.
cum on those desks.
They wouldn't get the bed sticky. That would be
Underneath the desk though. That was
crazy. Oh, a stick fest.
there's just so many sticks under there. My stick collection.
Just a bunch of sticks.
Dumb joke.
Off-color joke to be made. Bundle of sticks. Say
Simpsons
it.
already did it.
Well, I think we're about the half-hour mark. Not to date this episode.
is it beer 30?
I think it might be time to introduce the grandest of beers. Maybe the most important beer we've ever reviewed. Do you want to get them first and then talk about what they are, Brian?
Yeah, let's
I need to
try and make them first.
Okay, let's make them.
And then we can. So I kind of like buried the lead a little bit with what the can I was showing. At the start of the episode for those who are watching. Haven't covered this beer yet at all, actually, which is
This
kind
is
of
the funniest part to me.
this is the most psychotic way to enter this beer into the Hoppy Boys ultimate or universe. Multiverse. Wow. Brendan's holding up a Monster energy drink and a Guinness.
Wow. What are we going to do with those?
But why? But why?
But why? What could we possibly do with these? While Brian's gone, what happened with these two is Brian just sent me a picture of someone drinking what looked to be like a cosmic half and half of this black liquid and a bright green liquid separated in the middle, which to me, I would have been like, maybe that's a classic Dr. Dolittle, one of my favorite college beverages that I used to make very often and bring back to my dorm with. But it's not a soda.
Which is a what?
A Dr. Dolittle is half Mountain Dew, half Dr. Pepper. And it separates just like this beverage does.
Oh my god!
But I think we decided to call this, Brian, Monster Bite. I think was your name.
Yeah, that's what I came up with.
Yeah. Okay. So
I've been on names all day, and I got a dirty Shrek. So
okay, that's good.
But I realized this is not as green as I was thinking it would be. So
Oh, is the monster itself not coming out very green? I don't think I've ever had a monster, so I thought they were all green.
I also thought they were green.
Interesting.
All right,
See
how
what
does
comes out.
how does this work?
It
Do we
smells
know?
exactly like a Red Bull. Oh yeah, mine's not green either. I wonder which one is green. These don't look as comical anymore.
Now it just looks like we're having snake bites.
It does. Okay.
All right. So do you pour it over the spoon like this?
Yes, just like that.
Okay.
Oh shit! Yep, this had happened to Brian. Look at that asthma, that delicious asthma. So these monster bites are essentially a snake bite is what, beer and cider?
Yeah. It's Guinness and a Magners, I believe.
Oh, Guinness and Magners. Okay. So now we're doing Guinness and Monster Energy drink, which is basically the same thing.
All right, so this is how mine turned out.
Beautiful.
Mine is not bad at all.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going no spoon and seeing how it goes.
So yeah, it's
Smells
really
diabolical.
unfortunate because the picture, and I don't know, we can maybe post it somewhere. It is like the
look at
monster is fucking vibrant.
Wow.
That's a good one. I think it's combining nicely in the middle too. Bottom
Yeah,
completely
it's not,
separated.
mine is actually kind of it's kind of like doing its own thing, which is
That looks.
unfortunate.
That's all right. I think you want some like middle mixing when you
Yeah.
drink too. Like when we go to that place Garvin's in New Paltz, Brian, I'll get what they call the red velvet, which I think I guess is a snake bite too because I think it's
Yeah,
cider
yeah.
and Guinness. Yeah,
He's had a sip. How are we
it
doing?
smells very flavorful.
It does. It does smell like kind of more pleasant than I was expecting.
Guys,
Oh,
not gonna lie,
we might have something.
this is a big surprise. This is on the level of dumping Mio
hell?
into Narragansett
Yeah, we might have something, fellas.
at Village Pizza. This is good.
You
Yeah,
had one sip.
It's good.
So I know I was brought onto this podcast for this episode because of my love for Irish car bombs. And I was sent this image of this meme 5 times by 5 different people.
This is like a brand new thing then. This is like a craze sweeping the nation.
So the fact that this is actually kind of delicious
Wow.
is
It's
a
kinda
big
nuts.
dub for me. Yeah.
So let's get some history from everybody about both Monster and Guinness, if we could.
Because like we said before,
Alright.
this beer show, almost at episode 100, has not ever reviewed Guinness. So we are defiling
Right.
it before we ever really talk about it.
Wow, interesting.
We're saving it for a very special episode that may never ever get made because
save-
we always do Malt Madness. in
This is
March.
like the Doughboys McDonald's episode.
yeah.
Hasn't happened.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. I'll start with my Guinness experience. It's really only comes around that time of year. 4th of July, obviously.
Right.
You know, but no, I'm car bomb only really with Guinness.
Yeah.
I get so excited for St. Patty's Day, just season. I guess March in general. You can just go straight through March, crushing car bombs. It's such a fun excuse to do like a fun group activity like that. I think it's really more about the group race that gets me
Right.
amped up, and just like the act of it, the dropping the shot and the thing, and the hearing all the clanks and the chugging, and like setting them all up is very fun. It's just any drink that becomes a process and then sort of a competition is something I love, and I think car bombs objectively taste better than Guinnesses on their own. So that's where I'm at with
Absolutely.
the drink.
It's like chocolate milk.
Tastes like Christmas. I maintain that it tastes like Christmas. The first car bomb I ever had was on Christmas.
Oh,
Wow.
My friend had the Baileys and the Jameson and the Guinness, and I was at home. It was during college, and he was like, "Have you ever done one of these before?" And I was like, "It's time."
and you
So
you
that-
also
that-
partake as much as you can during the green season of March.
I do. I'm actually very notorious amongst my friends for the amount of car bombs that I try to pressure people to do. Not even
Yeah.
just during the season, not during green season, but during all season.
Okay.
The worst of it has been right before a Reds game in Cincinnati, and it was 95 degrees outside, and I could feel it curdling.
No.
I could feel it curdling in my stomach.
Oh, my
But
God.
I still, that Christmas feeling never goes away.
You finish chugging, like, feels like presents. Man,
Yep, and then it's immediately like, ah!
that's fun. I'm kind of mad you didn't pressure me to do one last time I was down there. I would have definitely partaken.
Oh,
Anytime you see me,
I'm also surprised. I don't think we went to any places that were car bomb conducive.
yeah,
so.
that's true. I guess we wouldn't have done them at what's that place called? Your hometown, your favorite bar across the street from your apartment. Why am I already forgetting this?
Kickbacks?
Kickbacks.
Oh, I've definitely done
Kickbacks
tons
is
of
a
car
car
bombs.
bomb.
That's a good place for it. Okay.
I've absolutely done tons of car bombs at kickbacks. I've done them sitting, not even at the bar. I've done them sitting in the booth. Like
I was waiting for your dinner.
We get some
the
wings. and a
waitress
car
brought
bomb.
them to my table. Yeah.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Well, next time. Honestly,
Absolutely.
I fucked up too, because when you came up to Malt Madness, we usually have them ready that day as well. And we just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So all around missed the boat on those.
You know,
It was a-
I'm
it was
glad
a
that
new-
wasn't a liquor
new,
day.
New stage. You know,
Yeah,
there's a lot
yeah.
going on. Had a lot to figure out. So
That's true. A lot of transportation involved.
next time, Kenny can bring them to us. It'll be 5.
There we go.
Brian, your experience
Our
with
IRA
with
had
Guinness?
a lot of kids making car bombs at 5.
That's true.
What was your question?
Guinness history or lack thereof.
My little history. So like a lot of my Guinness history was. I think this beer should have been tasting better. Whenever I had it, I was like, "This is not what I was anticipating." Up until there's a point where it was either John Dorbecker or John Kellerman had been like, "Let's like they went on a fucking wild Guinness bender," and they were like, "This is all I'm drinking. I'm just drinking Guinness,
Okay.
only Guinness." I was like, "All right, I'll have a few Guinnesses with you," and ever since then I've been kind of like, I can drink this.
Yeah.
Kind of whenever. Like I like every once in a while I have a Guinness. Like this is good.
They're like light.
Yeah, it's so like
They-
I liken them to like if stouts like had no taste.
Yeah.
Because I feel like most stouts are like fucking
it's like,
knock
it's
you
like
in the head.
you ferment all all the sugar out of it. It's just
Yeah.
like a dry guy.
Which is
It's
I
like
love
a
the
stout
foam.
you can drink when it's hot outside, you know? Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
only like
yeah.
stouts in the wintertime.
Like
Right.
chuggable stout. But yeah, I think going back further to when I like disliked Guinness, and would still drink it, car bombs is obviously the big boy, because it just tastes like milk when you mix it with the Irish cream.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's what it needs. I think because I always look at it when you pour it out or you get one at a bar. I'm still famously, I think I have 96 Guinnesses left to finish at Belfast in Lindenhurst.
Okay.
Haven't drank any since February. Skipped
Yeah,
pretty much
let's say
all
that
of.
number's the same.
Maybe since March, yeah, but it's been the same for a couple of months. That day I had 3. I was like, I want them to taste like chocolate milk so badly, and they just don't. So maybe I need to order every Guinness with a shot of Bailey's to dump in it.
Honestly, it's maybe
Cream
maybe
up
a
the coffee
play.
a little bit, you know. Might
And
be a
then
play.
so a Monster. I think this is a high school drink for me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was drinking Monster Java before like regular. I mean, I would
Whoa.
get like the BFC, the fucking it's the big fucking can,
Right.
big bleep can. Sorry, it's expletive.
Yeah, you better watch it.
Gotta bleep that out. But then I moved on to the Monster Java when I was like in I would say like 9th or 10th grade. I used to go to Allen Park. Look up Allen Park in Farmingdale, New York. You'll know where I lived down the block from Allen Park.
Is where you do
Went there
your
with
woods
Robbie
drinking?
Mantooth. Say again.
Is that where you do your woods drinking?
No, we would do our
Okay.
woods drinking behind CVS, or I
Okay.
should say across the street from
Oh,
CVS.
Allen Park is
Nice.
the one that's like a straight shot from your block.
Yeah.
Down-
You walk down my block, Garfield Avenue, 28.
I was gonna
Garfield
say
Avenue,
it. Yeah, I was gonna
Farmingdale,
say it. But okay.
Farmingdale, New York, 11735. That's where my dad is.
Go get him, folks.
Go get them. But yeah, so we used to like go get Monster Java and then like just hang out at the park and just like kind of like play handball and stuff. But I love Monster. I think it's great. I've relegated myself to sugar-free Monster most recently, so having this Monster is kind of it's nostalgic in a way.
I've never had this in my life. I think I've
Wow.
had a Red Bull because there's a time when Red Bull was kind of new when they would drive around with the little Red Bull minis and like
They're
the Red
free.
Bull girls would give it to you. And I
Yeah, it
was
was
like 10 and they gave me one when I was at a baseball field. I was like, okay, cool. And I drank. I was like, this fucking tastes weird. I guess they all have the energy drink taste, and I never really got behind it. So I've had one Red Bull and no other energy drinks like ever. I'm just not an energy drink kind of guy.
I'll rip them.
Wow, you're outnumbered, Brian, because this is also my very first Monster
Holy
of,
shit!
Wow.
of this kind. This is my very first original
Like
green
OG.
stripe OG Monster. I was
Wow.
big into the Monster rehabs.
Yeah.
The-
Oh my god.
The lemonade ones, those were so
Yes.
fucking good.
So dope.
What is that- what is that
Very
line
akin
about?
very akin to a Natter Day.
It's
Okay.
it's like it's an Arnold Palmer, but it's in a
Oh, so they're like
oh,
iced tea-ish?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
flat Arnold like
flat?
an energy. Yeah, it's iced tea, iced tea
Okay.
lemonade.
But just
But it's-
juiced
it's
up with
good.
caffeine.
Oh yeah,
Oh, for sure.
and bull piss.
Yeah.
So much.
Oh, that's
purpose.
what that funky flavor is.
Yeah,
Bull Vim, Brian. We say Vim now.
right. I'm sorry, you're right.
It's the L carnitine.
Hey, so what is that? It's written all over the fuck this can. What that? I've never seen that word in my life.
It's I mean, B vitamins.
Is that the same thing? As
I don't know.
L-carnitine?
Sounds like carnivore.
Because you see
carnivore.
L-carnitine, then you see taurine and B vitamins. But the first two words, like the L-carnitine and taurine, sounds like things you don't want to advertise that are in here. They sound like the kind of like ingredients that you're scared of on a can.
So I think back in the day when this was coming out, like 2000, like early 2000s, people were like, "Wow, chemicals? That must be good for me."
And they just never got rid of that branding.
Why change the design?
Turns you into the Hulk. It's not natural. You'll get really strong and big.
So, have you guys seen that video of the woman at that convention center like claiming?
Yes.
how much-
This is the symbol of the beast.
I strongly recommend anyone look up that video. I think if you just look up like Monster Energy Drink Devil, it'll fucking come up. It is very funny to watch women explain how this beverage is the devil incarnate. Very funny. No such video for Guinness. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, no, nothing. We got nothing there. This I would drink more of this if it wasn't what it was, and it's 9:30 at night, and I've never had a Monster Energy before, so I'm scared to just partake further. But
Would slam this. Yeah, would slam this as a pregame for sure. I think.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think that's
If
a
I'm
nice
in for
idea.
a night where I'm hurting myself, like that is what's up.
I gotta tell you, Richard, I'm making more.
Hell yeah! I topped mine off with some more Guinness. I think I needed to add a little bit more beer on top.
Yeah,
I think it's also good for like there's days where like for instance, like when we had our last beer festival where we were all together, like the one where we met Jake, we had the beer festival and we kind of crashed a little bit when we got back to the house and like took naps and had Taco Bell. And when you wake up sort of sober again, I think this is the prime time to get you back out on your feet.
yeah.
Or after
I
a
would
night of
just
hurting
say-
the night before, or if just like, all right, I already got drunk today and I'm sober again. and now it's nighttime. I need to go back out. Give yourself a Monster Bite or a Shrek's cum. What'd you call it?
What a dirty Shrek.
Dirty Shrek. Dirty Shrek. Yeah. Give yourself a dirty Shrek. Sounds like you like
Swamp Gobbler.
giving yourself a hand job until it's infected.
Porque no los dos. We have the one hand for the beverage, and we have the other hand.
That's right. Well, because the beverage
For
is
the
the
Shrek.
cure for the infection.
Exactly, yeah.
Perfectly. Yeah.
It does seem like that's the L-carnitine, and the Guinness mixed together.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense to me.
All the kids are doing it these days.
I mean, I have no good segue for this, but I do want to mention this before we forget. Jake has a big story to tell us. That's my tee up.
oh my god.
I just remember. I was like, wait, I don't know how to shoot the horn in this, but I don't want to get too far in this episode with leaving this off the table because I was teed up to this on the phone earlier when Brian was dropping off the Monster and the Guinness, and I was like, I got to hear about the story. Like, you're going to find out on the podcast tonight, and here we are.
Oh my! This is an epic tale of not redemption.
You have the floor.
About my IT manager, who's definitely not me.
Really selling it.
So there is this girl that works with me and my IT manager, and my IT manager has been really into this girl for a very long time. But
I don't think this metaphor is working at all. By the way,
this girl is in a relationship that is not entirely great, from what I understand.
okay.
So yesterday they come into the office once a month. That whole team that this girl is a part of.
Sure.
And have you been to ISTAC, Brendan?
I have not.
Did we take you? Okay.
Marissa has.
So Marissa has. So ISTAC is a Mexican restaurant right across the street from our
Oh, you were
office.
talking about that last time. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. So me, IT manager.
Oh, that's the
and
place that's
girl-
very close to your building where you work.
It's
Yeah.
Okay.
I pointed at it
Yes.
because I get really drunk and tell people where I work.
Yeah.
So we go after work and we get some drinks. She lives an hour and a half away.
Oof.
So just comes in once a month. So while we're there, we're getting into the meat of relationships and how we all feel, and lots of conversations are being had. Right. This then I'm thinking this is just going to be it. Right. We're all going to go our separate ways and go home. No. It's like let's go watch a movie. IT manager Jake and girl. So
What a trio.
so we go back to my place and we drink a lot more. Well, no, me and IT manager drink a lot more. Girl does not because she does have to drive home.
Uh-huh.
More conversations are being had. More relationship stories are being told. It's getting to the end of the night, and she leaves to go back to where she's from, and then I put in a phone call. It's like, are you okay? Like, did you get home all right? And to no answer. So then I call IT manager, and he's just like, everything's fine, and then hangs up the phone. And I'm like, interesting. So I go to bed. I get to the office this morning, and me and IT manager are the first two people to show up, which should be impossible because we slammed 1,000 shots of tequila yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And so he's like, there's more to this tale. And I get in, and he's like, well, she's going to tell you this in an hour. And I was like, okay. And he was like, she made a little incorrect turn because it was dark, and she was driving over a railroad, and her tire got stuck, and a
my God.
fucking train demolished her car. She escaped. She escaped with her life and her work laptop.
Jesus Christ.
She pulled out the work laptop, and her car is gone, flattened
Oh
pancake.
my God.
Wow.
Can you imagine being like the conductor on that and just seeing the car stuck there? Like, I hope there's nobody in there as I come plowing
Oh
through.
my God. Yeah,
Honestly,
it's just like,
if I was a conductor, I was a fucking
Speed it up.
I've been fucking waiting
Yeah,
so long
finally.
for this.
That's why I got into this business.
I see this stuff all the time on YouTube. It's fucking my turn.
I get to kill with no
So
repercussions.
she's naturally a little traumatized. But for me, I'm like, dope as fuck. Great story. Like, that's
Oh my
awesome.
god! Do you know the timeline of like how soon after the tire getting stuck did the train come?
It had to have been like just a few minutes because she was
Yeah.
trying to back out, and then I think that's when you hear like the
You're like,
like you
I
know
guess I
like
gotta go.
like that shit's
A fucking
coming, and
movie.
Yeah, I wonder like when you decide like I guess I gotta stop trying to get this unstuck.
yeah, I think almost immediately as soon as I see like the fucking shit goes down, I'm like, I have insurance. My rates
Yeah.
are going up. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Oh my god. I think that's what those things are for. Like once those barriers go down, that's just to keep any of the cars that are stuck inside. That's not to keep anyone out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's
more of a
like you
challenge.
are
Like,
absolutely
can
fine.
you get out?
That's right.
So you're already out of your car, but what are you gonna do now? It's like a game of Wipeout.
Quick, do a couple of hurdles to get out of here first. Wow.
That is an absolutely insane story.
And yeah, it was very wacky. For the first time hanging out with this girl outside of work, very memorable experience. So
That's if you to call too to check in. Like usually the check-ins are just courtesy check-ins. That one was needed.
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I had a feeling deep in my tequila-addled brain. I was like, huh.
Something's not right here. Wow, good stuff. I don't have anything that could compare to that really, except the other day I was delivering tea to that place I was talking about that has the beer and the coffee. I had to pee really bad, and then I opened up the door to the bathroom. This guy was taking a shit and was on his phone.
Damn.
And he's like, "Oh,"
Nice.
I was like,
Someone's
"Sorry,
in here.
it was unlocked." So that's the first story that came to my mind.
Did it stink?
I
though?
And then he got hit by a train.
His
right?
train, he's dead. He's toast.
I do know a guy that got crushed by a train, not hit. Like literally, it fell off of like it was
Wow.
being suspended, and it.
Whoa.
How was he doing?
You know,
He's a happy as clam.
he's like an accordion now.
Fucking Tom and Jerry bullshit.
Oh, no.
Opens his mouth and it's just piano keys. It's like it's
Yeah.
really fucking terrible.
Oh, no.
I'll
No,
show
no,
him.
he's
That's
dead.
fucking
Oh,
terrible. Fuck. It's a family podcast.
It's for families. Families gather around their radios.
Families who hate Tom and Jerry and are
Listen to this.
afraid of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah. Our listeners are DuckTales people. They hate Tom and Jerry. They hate
But they
it.
love Animaniacs.
Brian does hate Tom and Jerry, don't you?
I have a very love-hate relationship with Tom and Jerry. I love every bit of like internet culture that's come out of Tom and Jerry.
Mhm.
But like watching it as soon as 9 o'clock came on at fucking Cartoon Network, I was
Hey,
pissed.
I get it. And I
Actually, I'm
know
sorry.
because it was on too much.
I think it was like maybe 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. was
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry block, 2-hour block. Tom
It
and
was
Jerry.
a big
I was-
block, and 2-hour blocks
was
are
a
big
lot.
in kid world.
But like, you think about it, like, you think there's a lot of Tom and Jerry cartoons? There's not that many.
No,
There's maybe only like over a couple hundred.
and even if they're
you-
different, there's only so many ways you can like destroy each other.
a lot of them racist. A lot of them are racist too.
Are they?
So it's like, crazy.
it's like, why do you have to be racist in the cartoon? Like, there were so many
Right.
other medias. Why
Come
does it have to
on.
also be in the cartoon?
Right.
Yeah.
Damn 60s.
Same for me with Friends. I hated Friends growing up because it was always on as soon as you got home from school. And I was like, this is not
Yeah.
for me. This is for old people.
That was my like. I would instantly put on TBS when I got home to watch Friends. So
I hated it, and I love the show now. It's really good. Watched as an adult, it holds up except for the racism and homophobia. It's light. It doesn't happen that often, but like you like the characters, and they say something like, "Oh, I don't know if I'd be your friend."
they are like dipshits, rich people from New York. So
Yeah,
Oh,
And-
dude, I think Ross is the worst written character ever. He's like the worst human being.
Ah,
that's
he's my
ever lived.
favorite character in the
Ross
show.
Geller.
Ross sucks.
My favorite.
Dude, he's such a bad person.
Yeah, I think that's why I like
He
him.
is-
He's like he's just such a dipshit. He's almost like he's the cartoon of the show.
Oh yeah.
And he's also like the Ted Mosby for How I Met Your Mother. Just like I think he's very hateable. And I think him being so hateable makes me like him so much.
They kind of look the same
enough.
too.
They do.
They do.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Friends
hate Ross's
ended a year
Ross's-
before How I Met Your Mother.
And
Yeah.
then they just did another version.
No.
I
With less
hate
characters.
Ross's shtick of like, yeah, it's so fucking annoying.
funny. Yeah, that's
It's so
That's
fucking
a really
stupid. It's
perfect
so dumb.
fucking. That's a perfect Ross impression.
What about
'Cause he's always like looking around like, yeah, Rachel, I love you. Here's my monkey.
Brian? You've never been funnier. That shit
I
is
know. It's not fair that I have to do a stupid fucking impression to be funny.
David Schwimmer is our special guest.
Just do an impression of a fucking funny guy from now on when I talk
Listen,
to you.
he played Mr. Kardashian in that show,
And he was also funny in that.
He had a really funny hairdo.
Where's the white glove?
he had the same mannerism. Yeah. You weren't in the car. Oh.
OJ got off the plane.
He also kind of looked like Jerry Seinfeld in that show.
Yeah.
What's the deal with murder? Johnny Cochran.
Sex to save the murder. Kind of weird crossover.
That is a good one.
It's a good one. Should we rate this beer?
Drink it or rate it? 'Cause I'm done.
Should we drink this beer?
Wow.
You liked it. Mikey liked
I
it.
did.
Let's
I
rate
forgot
it.
we have to
rate
Let's give it a rating. This is a regular real beer. We're giving it a normal rating.
Yeah.
Jake, you want to give your final thoughts on the Shrek infection / monster bite, whatever we call? I can't remember your name for the life of me.
Shrek explosion.
Shrek explosion.
Yeah, the Shrek explosion. I'm gonna give it a solid 7, which is at least
Out of 5?
14 points higher than what I thought
My
I was
God.
gonna give it. Yeah, perfect. It's a perfect 5 out of 7.
Incredible. Mark it down.
All right.
Would drink again. Would consume under the right circumstances.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Agreed.
circumstantial beer for sure. For sure.
It's funny.
It's funny.
That's it. Walking to a party, holding being like, oh, everyone got their monster and
12 Guinness, 12 monsters.
I think this is this is on the level of Mio beer. Like it's a lot less convenient because you have to do the whole layering thing, which sucks. And I think I think it was layered perfectly, and I think it kind of because I did such a good job of doing that.
did.
So drinking it was kind of it was a great kind of motion into my mouth for both liquids at the same
Oh.
time. And a lot of good flavors. I got some of the Guinness, a lot of the Monster, but it was
Monster
it was
powers
a
through
lot- good combination of everything.
Mm.
I would give this 3.75 out of 5.
Okay. A big come down from the 7 out of 5, but still a good score.
Yeah, I mean, can't beat everybody.
It's true. Mine's going to be a little funky because I'm torn. I like what's happening here because I didn't think I would like it at all, so it surprised me. And also, knowing it was going to be kind of like a dare beverage and it tasting good, it shouldn't. So it gets a lot of points for being a joke that works at the same time. But I don't like Monster flavor. So I don't want to knock it too much because it's already one of the two ingredients is something that I dislike. So that's on me. That's not the drink's fault. So I try to get that out of my brain a little bit before I rate this. I want to say it's for what it's trying to be an energy Guinness, an energy gin.
Beer energy.
Beer energy. It's trying to give you all of the taurine and L-carnitine while giving you Guinness head and flavor at the same time. It's doing that, but I feel like giving it like a 4 out of 5 is too high because we've rated so many other beers that are much better than this abomination. So much lower than that. Maybe I'll give it like a 3.5 because it is respectable. It's good. I don't know if I'd recommend it to anyone unless I saw them like drinking a Guinness and a Monster. Like, hey man, you got to put those things together.
Slap them up.
But it is something. I think if you are a freak and are bored, just try it out. Or if you need to go out and you're tired, go for it.
I think the next time the three of us are in person all together, I think we slam
Okay.
one and have us an evening.
I think so. I think it's a new tradition.
Car bomb, then a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy, really good way to line the gut.
I'm thinking you should mix everything together. Just, you know what?
Then a
Throw
ton
the
of,
fucking
then a
make
ton
car
of
bomb
fried
all this.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a nice healthy poop after that.
Clears you out.
Clears, yeah. Good for the colon.
Colon.
It's good for the colon. It's good for the gander.
Colon is a Fairly Odd Parents joke. The whole colon system is a Fairly Odd Parents joke.
There you go. Is that one episode? Isn't that the ride that they go on? It's the colon.
Oh yeah.
This is
Good
the
times.
ride.
This is the ride.
Well, that leaves us with our last segment, our best segment, Brian's Question Corner.
It's time for Brian's Question Corner.
Curious,
What was the question?
curious,
What is your
All
question?
right. So usually we take this a more contemporary route of like kind of current music, but today I want to go a little farther back, and I'm talking.
Ooh.
I'm talking Magic Flute, and I want to ask you guys, what do you think I'm more of like a Papagenu or a little more of a Sarastro?
What?
Well, I just want to know like what you guys think. If I'm more of like the character Papagenu or more like the character Sarastro.
Papagenu?
Are you sure?
See, I was
You don't sound sure.
going to say Sarastro. I don't know.
Oh shit.
It's not a joke. I really want to know what.
I'm only
It's the
laughing
Magic Flute.
out
It's
of
by
nerves.
Mozart.
I'm scared about what you're gonna do to me if we answer wrong.
It's by Mozart.
I have nervous
Mozart
laughter.
is one of the greatest musicians of all time. It's not a fucking joke.
Amadeus
Okay.
is the fucking best movie ever. You know, anything
Right.
that creepy little bastard does, I am about.
So I ask again, like I want a serious response from everybody. It's not Papagenu or Sarastro. You guys should know this.
Sure,
I'm saying Papagenu.
Oh, we just
Okay,
flopped.
so
We
you guys are
flipped.
just switching. You guys are just saying whatever the fuck you want. This is not a. I spent a lot of time thinking about this, and you guys just give. I'm furious.
Yeah, let me get
Serious.
the text up here. You got a question corner for today? Nothing I've cooked up. I'm gonna walk Ico now. Maybe I'll get some inspo.
That's very Papagenu of you. We knew that.
And you know what? That is a very Papagenu move, baby. And you are right. I am way more like Papagenu than I am Sarastro. So
Okay.
you guys are in there.
We both said that at some point.
I know.
both
I
got
saw
it right.
that's good. When you play both sides, you always come out on top.
I love
That's-
sriracha.
that's the
You're
bisexual
definitely
way.
more of a sriracha than a Papua New Guinea.
I blame Mozart for coming up with dumb fucking names.
What did inspire
He
you
was
to
too
do
busy.
this?
Too busy fucking hoes. He's got to have crazy
Hell
names,
yeah.
you know?
What inspired? So, if I'm gonna be honest, Larry David inspired me.
Oh. What does this have
LD.
to do with that?
With
Is that
LD?
yeah.
He's a very similar joke.
Oh, so you're just ripping stuff off.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, that's fine. That's what we do best.
I think so.
The other potential question was a good one that you decided to pivot from. I guess it was
Yeah.
why is Brendan so sexy? I guess because the answers all would have been the same. We don't need to dive in further.
Yeah. Next time.
Next time, we'll ask a stranger that question.
There we go.
Why am I sexy?
You have to ask it to them in their house at 9 p.m. Come on, go to your neighbors.
Barge right through the door.
Why?
Why?
Answer.
Tell me why.
Why?
Drink this strike drink first, and then answer this question.
Drink this Hennessy and tell me why I'm sexy.
You're in a
Trash can,
garbage
oh my
can
God.
costume.
You dressed like Kesha.
Oh my God. 2009 topical joke.
A dinosaur?
That's what we do. Yes, like a dinosaur. Just like a dinosaur. Kesha's good.
Red's her best song.
There's a lot of good ones in the early work. Oh boy, I'm glad we ended on Kesha.
Yeah,
Like we do every episode, Brian.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning feeling like
Oh, they gotta change it.
My favorite financial advisor that has an island in the Caribbean.
But let's be honest, he's very funny and get into the Greek.
Mr. Diddy.
Mr. Diddy.
He
Mr.
is.
Diddy.
Mr. Diddy.
He's funny.
R.I.P.P.
He's a good actor. That's all I say on the topic.
Good actor, good
Good
actor.
actor. Good actor.
Good actor.
And we'll close it out on the tribute to Mr. Diddy.
Go me, P. Diddy!
We love to end on topical jokes. If you were around last week, we ranked OJ. We gave OJ rankings
We did give OJ rankings.
at
He landed kind
6
of high.
beers and a goat.
Actually, no. Nicole's kind of rounded him pretty low. A little outlier there, kind of made the average go down a lot. But
yeah, that'll happen.
understandable.
Understandable. It was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying OJ's a mixed bag.
Well, another great actor. Good actor. Good actor.
Good actor. Good actor.
Get an actor.
Gun.
Yeah.
What a movie.
What a movie. What a talent.
All right. Jake, do you have anything to plug? Anything you want to plug?
I just want to plug my butt. No.
Oh.
I think I have a brand new work day coming out tomorrow. It's called
Whoa.
Wednesday. Yeah. Just stream it on Microsoft Teams.
Nice. When is the next time
Great.
you're going to go to that Mexican place after work?
Probably Thursday when I'm in the
Nice.
office.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So office days is
Office days are Mexican food days for
days.
sure.
Okay. What's the
So
rotation
I'd like
after
to
work?
plug.
Like, do you
I'd
go?
like to plug ISTech.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's tech.
It's like Mexican Grill. Fucks.
It sounds fun. And you kind of stroll on over there with the gang. That sounds nice. I wish I had coworkers.
with the gang. Yeah, it's great. And then they know us, they know our names, and then they just give us tequila. It's great.
Good times. Good plug.
Great plug, I would say. Brendan,
Please have me back. I've had a wonderful time.
of
Excellent.
course.
This will be the last time for sure. I will plug
Last
the his last episode. You close it out. We ended on Monster Bite / Shrek
What a
Insurrection.
Insurrection.
Insurrection. Sounds like
Shrek-rection.
insurrection a little bit. This was being drank at the insurrection.
January Shreks.
wow. Trump did call for another insurrection, and I think if that happens,
Be sponsored by
a lot
this drink.
more Shrek representation should.
Yeah, a lot of costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get out of my swamp. They were talking about draining the swamp.
No, that's what everybody in the Capitol building should be wearing is Shrek costumes, telling everyone to get out of their swamp.
I would agree.
This is you can't drain this swamp.
Yeah, all the insurrectionists are essentially donkey.
That's true.
Trying to get in.
Trying to make waffles.
Trying to make waffles. They're just trying to make waffles. If
Crazy.
Fucking
waffles
dragon,
are
you know?
shits on
Yeah.
desks, yeah.
Who's Lord Farquaad?
That's a good question. I don't even really know. It's somebody.
Obama.
Fucking Obama. Oh my God. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lord Farquaad. I'll continue to plug the Lonely Boys, where you can listen to all your Gossip Girl needs. Closing up that show soon. We're starting the final season. We have 10 episodes left of Gossip Girl.
Wow.
I'm going to finally find out who Gossip Girl is. I've gone all these years without finding out. Impressive. I guess it just means I don't use the internet correctly, most likely. We are also covering the OC. Check that out on patreon.com/boysmedia, along with the Blitzball Boys. Big season coming up. We're in the middle of covering the Blitzball World Series, and Ball and Play 2 is coming out pretty soon. I think when this drops, Ball and Play 2 first episode just came out, which is a warehouse version of cricket. So indoor cricket, essentially, with wiffle ball bats. It's just a kooky game. There's real cricket players that play in the warehouse, and maybe we'll get to talk to some. We'll see.
Sick.
We'll see.
That's awesome.
We'll harass some of them for sure.
I got nothing to plug but this show, baby.
Yeah.
Watch this show.
Watch
if you
it.
liked what you heard, watch it again on YouTube.
Watch three guys in gamer chairs talk about
That's
Monster
right.
Energy drink.
We're fucking gamers, bro. So watch it on YouTube at Boys Media, or search Boys Media on YouTube. You'll find us there. If you want to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, I don't think we post that much, but you can sure follow us.
We have a lot of good
Boys
stuff to
Pod.
post, honestly. I have so much funny stuff from Malt Madness weekend that I need to just like start ripping it on on our reels or something, because there's a lot of some of the funnier things. If you sort of like the show, the stuff we'll post on Instagram is way funnier than anything we've ever really done.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Hoppy Boys Pod. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, send us an email at thehoppyboyspod@gmail.com.
Have
And
you
as
ever
always,
gotten a concern, like someone just like, oh, I don't think my neighbor's recycling. Something like that.
he doesn't sort his garbage.
Yeah, I want some of those. I don't want like concerns about us.
town's got a
I just want
fine hand.
neighborly concerns. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you know what? Send us your neighborly concerns. Don't send us concerns about us. Send us about concerns about your neighborhood.
Give us the hot goss in the neighborhood.
We will do our best to fight that crime.
Ooh, vigilante Hoppy Boys.
If you liked what you heard, and this is your first time listening, it definitely isn't. But if you did, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So I think with that, we're done. So remember, everybody, have fun with it.